Hello, hello, hello. What's up, everybody? My name is Yoshinada195. Welcome back to another episode of Black Ops 6 gameplay commentary. And this time, I've decided to go into free-for-all and switch it up from the Warzone resurgence modes that I've been playing. And this is on the map Derelict, which when I first played the game, I kind of enjoyed. It was one of the first few maps that I kind of, I guess, bonded with. I really enjoyed the layout and the, overall somewhat complexity to it, but I kind of like the lanes and the flat structures with the different rail carts and little cabins that you can go through. But I've never done it on free for all, and I just decided, after playing some S&D and some TDM, to see how terrible exactly I am. And man, oh man, free for all is tough. And look at just some of those moments there in the beginning. I'm just like, how did I miss that guy? And what am I doing here? Just flashing myself, nading myself. I'm struggling to find a good area to actually kind of somewhat try and hold down, because usually in free-for-all, I don't, exactly advocate for camping, but you need to hold like some sort of, and if I missed this guy right there, I was going to just freak out. And my reaction time to that one was surprisingly unbelievable. I thought my twitch factor was just insane to turn around, and I had a feeling that, like, since I got this open area right here, I love that I got that guy, but I had a feeling that since there was this open area, I was like, I have no cover. The best, maybe somewhat cover that I can kind of pretend to have is if I lay down here, it's super like in the corner, no one's gonna find me, and just maybe hopefully like wait for someone to either pass me, which I think someone was coming and I could kind of hear them. I was like, excellent. And here, like this string of 6 kills I think I get in a row is my only highlight for the game. So I'm like very proud of this, terrible gameplay just because of this, I guess. Like that moment, because it's all down here from here, and I was like confused because I'm seeing the scoreboard. It says I've got 13 kills so far, and I'm first. Oh, now I see what it is. I completely misread it. I'm still losing. I'm 8 kills and the person in front of me is 14. I was completely misreading it. I'm an idiot. And I was thinking like, oh man, I'm actually kind of hanging in there. Maybe those 6 kills that I got are keeping me in this. And then thankfully I get this spot, because going back to what I mentioned about holding down an area, you want to kind of, I don't know, control some little part of this map going back and forth from my experience of free-for-all. And there are these crazy, dangerous hot zones that sometimes you just get spawned into from just being unlucky. And like when I was getting spawned over on that side, I was just like running into people left, right, and center. And so here I could find like there's a little bit of bit of open space, but there's enough coverage that I can kind of go back and forth and take care of this little lane right here. And I was kind of enjoying the somewhat calm and peace that came with this. But it's a balance, because you also cannot have like 30 seconds or more without killing somebody. I think in free-for-all, particularly, you got to keep moving and keep going, because it's just a full lobby of people, and if you stop and try and take it a little bit too easy, you're just going to get overlapped here. And I was having like a decent little stretch right here. For some reason I was like, why is this grenade falling? I don't know if that's like a last stand sort of thing, a martyrdom. That's still a thing here, and I was freaking out. I was like, don't ruin me right there. I was running a lot of flashes from the previous game modes, and I've kind of enjoyed this, having the extra tacticals that you can get by running the green perks all together. I forget what they're called. They give you an extra 2, and I got the quartermaster just kind of continually resupply and just flashing the crap out of people. Yes, it's somewhat annoying, and I am unfortunately that guy, but I just need all the help that I can get. So sometimes I just have to flash people. What can I say? Sometimes I flash people way too much. So here I'm like, there are moments where I'm like, okay, I should have been a little bit more focused on actually trying to shoot people instead of just flash first. Because often when I spawn in, I just quickly go to flash, just get rid of them and kind of also suss out where people are, and I can kind of then make a better assessment of what to do. I'm running I believe it's the AS Val, which I'm trying to level at the moment, and in general it's been okay. I've had like a love-hate relationship at the beginning. It was very like tricky. The recoil was completely messed up, and I had to just add all, basically all the attachments I can think of just to reduce that recoil. It's, I think, starting magazine capacity is 20 bullets, which is like just disgustingly nothing, and I don't get why it's that low. Like, I get whatever, if it's like how it is in real life, sure, no stress, but I've talked about this in a previous video. I don't know why things have to be so hyper realistic sometimes, in terms of just, you can get things like the gun look right, you can get how it fires right, even say, okay, you want to have the magazine capacity exactly how it is in the real world. If you're going to do that, have say like 20 bullets, then at least have a trade-off, overcompensate that by having these bullets deal extra damage, because those 20 bullets are just like completely like such a disadvantage to me, and it's almost like a turn off from this gun. So I'm like, at least make every submachine gun have 30 bullets minimum if you're not doing these overcompensation of trade-offs and increasing the bullet damage depending on what the gun is. And things like the recoil and trying to make things so realistic to the point where it's like, it's not even fun to use. It's not really useful. It's just a terrible gun. Like, why would you have that in the game? Like, I'm trying to play a game that's fun. I'm trying to play a game that's easy to learn, hard to master. That's what I want. So here I was like, I was 5th. Like, I'm so confused. 19 kills and 22 eliminations, 19 deaths. And I was like, damn, bugger. Like, I thought I was like for sure in the winning column, and I was like, nah, I don't think so. And there are like, and that's me just getting killed right there. Like, if you could hold down this area, full credit to you, because this is like, I don't know, there's a little bit of coverage there, but you're like, there's so many freaking openings left, right, and center that to, I don't know, hold that down is just like, it's sweaty lobbies. And that whole game stretch, I was just like, oh my lord, like, I don't know what I'm doing here. Like, I'm freaking out, like, just trying to react as quickly as possible to things, trying to use a little bit of, the hearing senses. And I think I should probably change the perks that I was running, because part of the green packages, you got Flak Jacket as the first one, and then you got the Quartermaster later on. But things like maybe like the Ninja could have been a little bit more useful potentially in terms of just hearing footsteps. Thinking about seeing maybe like I think I have the perk that's you can see people's enemy score streaks, which in general is, I think, not too bad. You could probably put on, say, tracker and have a look at like people's footsteps, and maybe that might help you out a little bit more in free for all. It's tough because when you look at like you're trying to level up and also trying to get prestige, and also trying to, like, for myself, I'm trying to get the other guns kind of ranked up at the same time. So the AS Val, it's, I would say, a fairly decent weapon. It's not probably my top 3 go-to. For example, like the XM4, which is one of the early guns that you unlock, has always been just very strong from the get-go. If I'm already like prestige and leveled up everything, I would just pretty much stick to the XM4, because that's like, it's so reminiscent to the commando gun in the past. It's you can, to me, it's a seatbelt gun, and I've seen people add on extended mags to be like 85, maybe even 100 bullets, which is just absolutely nuts. And it's either that or going to something like the PP or the GPR, which I've talked about, which is another underrated gun. So any of those 3, the XM4s, you're just going to have probably a much easier time at things, especially probably in a game with free-for-all. But it's also like, going from something like objective-based, team deathmatch, even like S&D, your, response time, I think the training in free-for-all has to be super, super improved, and you'll gain a lot more experience and training from free-for-all. And I was so glad I got that frag kill, because I was like, how did that guy kill me twice And I'm like, please, please, please let me get this guy back from that dropped frag that I got. Because he just killed me in the opening with my terrible aim and went up the stairs and just shot me. So yeah, free-for-all, I think, really makes you puts you on the edge. I find it, in terms of just really like looking, scanning like every freaking inch, corner, and whether or not it's fun could be up for debate, because it's somewhat just anxiety provoking, and like you're just like, I don't want to play this game to be anxious. I just want to play and shoot people. And I wish it could kind of like just be a little bit slower in terms of the way the enemies of the game comes to you. Because sometimes it's just like, oh my lord, like where am I looking? What do I, where do I go? There's so many people around me, and then it just can kind of get a little bit frustrating where you just run into some similar situations, and then you run into spawn troubles. Like, look at this. Like, I get that they kind of spawned me a little bit to the side, but it was right underneath this guy who just killed me, and I completely cook it, and I'm getting a little bit frustrated at this point. And I think it's the third free-for-all match in a row where I'm just like, what is going on? Like, and then look at another camper in the corner laying down, and I was like, no way is he getting away with, like, get out of here. I just like was like, I'm going to find you and hunt you down. And that sometimes is a very bad mentality to have in free-for-all, and maybe in general in Call of Duty, because you make it your personal vendetta to get someone out. And I remember listening to commentaries of Hutch, even just recently, about him, getting angry at someone in the game who just shot him maybe a couple times in a row, and then you make this personal vendetta to go out and get him. You should not do that, because it distracts you, it makes you a worse off Call of Duty player. It's just, almost unfocuses you to the point where you can't see anything else but red, and you only just want to get that one particular guy. And then they also know that, because they kind of buy into, chances are that same person's going to come back and try and kill me. Maybe I'll readjust my position and get him again and again and again. And it's like just this negative feedback loop, which I don't like. Having said all that, if you do kill that person, it feels so good. So I don't want to be like, don't do it. If you could try and be the better person, just let it go. I'm telling you, have a better time. But if you do kill that person, it's still a pretty good feeling. And look at that. That free-for-all game just ended so crazy. I mean, I'm watching this guy's kill cam. What is this gun? Just like 3 bullets? Is this like a burst fire? This is insane to me. I don't know if this is like just over hacks in terms of like how the attachments of whatever this gun has been put on. I don't believe he's hacking, but the attachments, whatever is put on here, is just ridiculous. So that's it for me. That's it for my free-for-all struggles. Maybe I'll do this again in the future, but for now, that's it for me. All right, I'm moving on. All right, catch you in the next one. Peace.